Hi, this is Eric Martin with Working Geek. I'm here with Adam Loper from GameFor, which is an app for gamers to find other gamers.
Yeah, it's designed for Apple and Android, and we also have a web version, and it is for connecting tabletop gamers. You can find events. You can find people who are looking for events. We call it looking for players. Okay. It's kind of like that 3x5 card at the back of the shop on the corkboard that says we're looking for a cleric on Thursday nights. Call Jerry. Except now you don't have to share your phone number. You don't have to send anyone your email or do anything along those lines. All the messaging is done in-app, so you could message the player and then start asking questions and things like that. And privacy is kind of key for us. We really don't want that kind of stuff to be a problem within the app.
Okay. So when you're looking for players, I set up a radius or distance for what I'm looking for, or how does it work?
The way it works is actually that the viewer sets up the radius.
Okay.
So when I go down here, I can hit the radius and say I want to see people within, let's say I'm feeling adventurous and I want to see people within 250 miles, and it will update and show you that information. And when you're finding the people here, there's a person who wants to play 40K all the way. And they've got a short description, their name, you can see their picture, and you can even see the stores that they like to play at, and then you can choose to send them a message and how far those stores are away from where you are currently.
Okay.
We also have, speaking of stores, we have a store finder, and the store finder is a database of stores. No matter where you go, it'll show you the closest store to where you are currently. We have 6,800 plus stores worldwide in the database, probably making it, I think, the most comprehensive store database for tabletop gaming that's out there in the world. We've also added recently convention support, so you can find the local conventions that are happening in your area. You can also decide to put a convention in. It's free. So if you've got a small local convention or a bigger convention, anything along those lines, you can put that information in there. Then we take a look at it to make sure it's not filled with swear words or whatever the deal is, and then kind of take care of it from there.
I know how that goes.
Absolutely.
As a database person.
Absolutely, yes. We also have group and club support too. So what that allows us to do is to find people who are in local groups and clubs, and then those groups and clubs can use this instead of, say, something like Meetup or Facebook, and it's free for them to use so that they can use it to not only recruit new players and things like that, but also have both public or private events. Okay. The trick that we do is that if you want to have a public event through your group, it has to be at a game store that's in our database, so that it's a safety thing. We're not coming over to someone's house or something along those lines. Right. That being said, groups can request to have a public place put into just their version of it. So let's say you get together and play at, I don't know, Applebee's or something like that all the time. You can say, hey, this is the place we play at all the time. We'll get a message. We check it pretty much every morning, and we'll double check to make sure that it actually is an Applebee's, through Google or whatever. And then we'll okay it. So then you can have your group events, your group or club events, pretty much any place that's public. If you want to make it a private event, then you can have it anywhere. So if you and your club want to get together and have a cookout and play some board games over at Bill's house, you can do that using the app as well, and then you know that random people won't just show up because it's not going to be publicly available.
Right, but everyone who's in the group can have access to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
We just recently added a new feature which is called badging, and what this does is, this is my profile page. You can see I've got these badges here, and they're kind of like Xbox achievements or something like that. And let's say if you've RSVP'd for a game, or an event, you'll get a badge for doing that. If you have favorited a store, you'll get a badge for something like that. The trick is that if you, let's say that I've got this referral code right down here, and that referral code, if I decide to sign you up or help you sign up for GameFor, you use my referral code, you will get a badge that shows that somebody referred you, called the Referral Redeemer, and then both of us will also get a badge for the month, which is called Looking for Recruits. This badge basically enters each of us into a contest. Okay. At the end of the month, we will draw, and the pair, the person who's referred and the referrer, both will receive a $100 gift card to their local favorite game store. So that's been a way to help basically draw more folks into the app and to get people to sign up to friends and things like that, because you can potentially both win. So we just started that last month. We had our first winners in February, and so far through just, what's today, the 10th? I think we've signed up another, 400 just through the Redeemer thing with this new contest. So that's been working well. Currently, we've got about just shy of 43,000 people registered in the app, and like I said, the stores 6,800, and the clubs and groups I think we're up near 1,500. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
So what are the costs involved as an individual or a store or anything?
it's free.
Everything.
Yeah, we have advertising in the app, and that's how we're working to make money on that stuff. Our company is actually a company called Milk Can, and we make apps and websites and things like that for normal businesses, business-to-business stuff, kind of boring things. But we're a small company of about 6-7 people, and we're all tabletop gamers. So we knew this needed to happen, and we knew that we had the resources and the know-how to do it. So we built this app, and we have advertising in it, but the advertising is all aimed directly towards gaming companies. We built our own network. We didn't want to just have a bunch of, Clash of Clans ads and Geico and tires and whatever like that. We wanted to have ads that were specific to tabletop gamers. And in the filtering down here, if you say, well, I don't like to really play collectible card games, you can turn off collectible card games, and then if there was an ad that was focused towards collectible card games, you won't see it.
Right.
So the ad platform is very well designed to hit tabletop gamers specifically. And when we first said we were going to start putting in ads, we got a bunch of kickback, but then when we did it, people said, well, these ads are actually things that I'm interested in, so I'm not as concerned about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the overview.
Absolutely.
Any different plans for the future or different things you're looking for?
We're going to be adding in some sort of keyword search abilities so that you can set up a almost like
a subscription service.
Well, like an alert. So if somebody
Right.
posts and says, "I want to play X-wing," the Star Wars X-wing game, or "I want to play some Settlers of Catan," in let's say the looking for players, then you could get an alert to let you know that that's happening. Or if there's a store or a group that's putting something in the game events, we have that as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the overview.
Absolutely.
GameFor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.